constitutional violation of everything, and there will be a political price to pay. If you listen to Donald Trump's recorded message that he issued after the bombing began, and compare it to Donald Trump's campaign mode. You know, when he was running for president this time, he was putting extraordinary hours. Yet he received today the campaign style where he was out there doing the stupid YMCA dance and talking with energy. His voice might have been hoarse, but he was energized. The man was he's delivering the message that he doesn't need any of it. He understands he's a defeated man. Because he knows that this was thrust upon Israel. He was warned by his commanders, we can't win this, but he couldn't. He was powerless to stop it. And so now he's trying to sell it as a salvage cast, playing for the failure on the Iranian people. We will have opened the door, but it's up to you to rise up and finish the job. So if he doesn't achieve regime change, he'll say it's on his goal. He said we will lose lives. Well, the Department of Defense has already acknowledged that we lost at least 3 lives. Conservatives which were killed against but I'm sure that it will be the last. And as the Ukrainians start to ratchet down their target deck, they're going to start hitting targets of great sensitivity. They're starting to kill Americans. What Donald Trump doesn't realize is he can do to prevent that through kill a person with a drone. You're dealing with a nation of martyrs. That was the problem with killing Ali Khamenei, because you converted a nation of believers into a nation of martyrs. These people celebrate the martyrdom of Hussein at the Battle of Karbala. And the greatest honor they would have would be to fight side by side with Hussein, in heaven. And so, we can't beat these people. First of all, we don't have a legitimate cause. We're not doing anything. We haven't done anything wrong. We put threat to us. And we're trying to accomplish a mission of regime change that we lost them. We dropped them by martyring Ali Khamenei. They really martyred him, by the way. I just want to point that out. He wasn't running and hiding. He was at home saying, here I am. And I believe his last words would have been, thank you. Because you just helped him serve his people in the greatest way possible. The last remaining minutes of his life. A man who lived for 86 years, serving his people, serving his religion, serving his faith. He allowed him to deliver the greatest service possible through his sacrifice, through his martyrdom. People who are not rallying around the army like it could never been imagined. So, yes, the people in Iran are standing up and taking matters into their own hands now. They're saying, hell no to you. They're saying that we will surrender. They're saying you have been defeated. And I'm not sure if the regime change. That was because this double-edged sword is going to cost them as much as failed war. It's failed war of aggression. There are people like TEKKEN right now over hunting for this man. And, he will lose the House, so he will be impeached. The last 2 years of his presidency will be spent before the Congress dealing with impeachment. And if he loses his rule, and there's every reason to believe he will, he may lose control of the Senate. And then, and his level is not going to be to be failed president, a convicted president. He spends his last days out in the White House, running a lot of federal president.
Scott, which country in the Persian Gulf in the Arab state is the most important for the United States? Because from what I've seen so far, Bahrain is getting hit like one thing in Bahrain that is not every time there is something in the news, the Bahrain is getting hit. What is that?
Again, first of all, it's headquarters of the 5th Fleet, Naval Support Activity, and the 5th Fleet is.
Get ready for the next battle. Round 1. Fight.
Let's go!
City 94 says GGS, I was the armor king. I dropped you a follow.
Round 2. Fight.
Sorry, I had it on mute. No, GG's, man. You're trying out the Armor King? You seem a lot better than Battle Ruler. I thought so. Who's your main? King, I guess?
Round 3. Fight.
Yeah, of course. And your king is probably Tekken King, right? Or maybe even Emperor. Emperor, yeah. Who do you like more? I think I like the normal king more. But I don't know Armor King that well, so.
Fight.
Armor King, yeah? I just like the Jaguar sprint with King. And his muscle armor.
You win.
No pain, no gain.
And did you play Tekken? Yeah, he is? Okay. You played him in Tekken 7 as well?
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, only warrior? Yeah, Tekken 7 was a little bit more difficult, but Tekken Emperor is quite high, man.
Fight.
Even though they talk about rank inflation, but And what are you gonna do with season 3? Gonna play King or Armor King? Yeah, man. After Tekken King, it becomes challenging, man. Even at Tekken King, it's already challenging. Because everybody knows the combos, right?
Fight.
And I'm just playing quick matches until the season 3 comes out in 2 weeks or something. We're gonna have a rank reset. So I think your king will become, I think, Fujin, to be honest. Yeah.
Round 4. Fight.
And who are you gonna play then? King or probably King, right? And then Armor King.
Show you.
Final round.
Boost.
Fight.
Yeah. I could do both, I guess. I got 6 Tekken Kings, but I'm gonna lower it to 3 characters where I'm gonna concentrate on. Otherwise, my mind goes goes kaput. Oh, cuz, man, I find him so hard. Ever since I don't know. It's not my type of game. Nina, King, Leo, Feng, en Kuma en Panda. And I kind of like Paul, but I find Paul quite hard to go to beyond Fujin, but I still like to play him. But I'm only going to concentrate on Nina, Panda, and Feng, because I still feel I got still some more potential to go higher than Tekken King. Yeah, Panda's fun. And because the bears are the least popular characters, so not many people know the matchup. So you can mess around, and I like that. And I think the character is just fun. But I like Paul as well, but I find too hard to progress, but maybe. We'll see.
Fight.
That's what I like about Paul. His one shot. No long combos. Just punch, punch. Keep it simple.
4. Fight.
Let's go!
So yeah. But yeah, Kazuya, I don't know, man. It's not my style. Yeah, I think his breath is cool.
Ready for the next battle.
But the Jaguar sprint of King is super powerful, man. And his throws are his highest throw is 116 damage. Yeah. But with King, I always feel like I'm doing too much gimmicks. I'm playing my own game.
Get ready for the next battle.
Not really paying attention to the opponent.
Round 1. Fight.
Here we go. Stupid.
Fight.
Missed the first.
Fight.
Hey.
Round 4. Fight.
Yeah, but yeah, AK is cool. I just only the only thing that annoys me with AK is his long combo, but that's with more characters. But for the rest, I think he's fair. No gimmicks. And Lee's also fair, I think.
Round 1. Fight.
And we have to wait what happens with season 3, right? So before studying all the moves, the frames, blah blah blah, we have to check what they changed. They said they would do small changes, which is good. Nah. Again. Unblockable.
Round 3. Fight.
Nice, 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 nice. Nah, not.
Fight.
I'm in top condition, baby. Yeah.
Round 1. Fight.
Ooh. Too long, too long, too long.
Round 2. Fight.
Whiffer. Oh man.
Round 4.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll win for you.
Get ready for the next.
Yeah. Hey, in Rook City, do you play with pad or with stick or hitbox? Pad. PlayStation pad, I guess.
Get ready for the next battle.
Yeah, it's pretty good. For King, it's sufficient. But with Kazuya, I don't know. With Nina, I notice it's not as precise as an arcade stick. And probably the hitbox is most precise. You soft. You soft. You want to sidestep? You want to sidestep? You want to sidestep? Oh, fuck. Electrical God Fist. Got nothing on me, man. You want to sidestep to the right? You want to sidestep? Huh? Oh, I had you, man. Oh, that was a combo. Should have electric. Nice sidestep. Not so fast. Ooh. Yeah. Yes, it's good. Here we go.
Round 4. Fight.
Nah, too much. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah. Almost, man. You almost got me.
Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight.
I don't think there's hair. That is like Vegeta. I'm not sure. Oh.
Fight.
Hadouken! Ah, nice one.
Round 4. Fight.
Ah, the Kazuya blender.
Round 1. Fight.
I know you're gonna do that. Ah, too slow.
Round 2. Fight.
Let's go! Don't say!
Fight.
Fuck.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, the beer. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh, that was. Yes. It's not even close.
Fight.
Nah, slow. Should have gone low.
Fight.
Okay, enough.
Get ready for the next battle.
28. The only thing that bothers me with Kazuya is that it's always the same.
Get ready for the
Like all of them, they all play the same. I know it's his core gameplay, but I'm like, I always like it when a Kazuya player uses more moves. What? I'm fucked. Okay.
fight.
Hey. Hey.
Round 3.
Okay.
Fight. Round 4. Fight. Get ready for the next battle.
People will look at Bahrain and say we are empowered. They'll look at the continued corruption and weakness of these regimes that continue to be attacked by Iran, and there will be more.
Get ready for the next battle. Fight.
Um.
Fight. Fight.
Get ready for the next battle. Get ready for the next battle.
Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight.
It's over.
Round three. Fight.
It's over.
I'll show you.
Oof. Not enough.
Four. Fight.
Come on. Ah, nice there.
It's over.
Yeah, lucky.
Bigger than they ever have before, specifically a statement that comes from Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is as
To stay in one piece. I'll pass.
Round one. Fight.
It's over.
Round two. Fight.
No more playing around.
Fight. To save!
Nah.
No more playing around. Body.
Ride on the bike, Steve!
I like to stay in one piece. I'll pass.
Round one. Fight.
It's over.
Fight. To save! To save! Let's go! Round three. Fight.
No more playing around.
Nah. Indeed. No.
Round 4. Fight.
Oh.
Don't worry. I'll win for you.
I'd like to stay in one piece. I'll pass.
Round 1. Fight.
Go.
It's over.
You're soft. You're soft.
1, 2.
Let's go.
Fight.
Over here. 1, 2.
You're soft.
Fight.
That's not fair, man.
No more playing around. Smash. 1, 2.
Low, low, low.
Sorry.
Alright, GG's, man. Gonna small break.
We will make sure we engage in the most massive and powerful offensive operation in history of the Islamic. Play this split right here.
It took 7 years, but they finally did it. Age of Empires.
Get ready for the next battle. Get ready for the next battle. Round 3. Fight. Round 4. Fight. Final round. Fight.
You win.
Get ready for the next battle. Get ready for the next battle.
Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Round three. Fight. You win. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Fight. Round 4. Fight. Yomigaetta わしは無敵じゃ。Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight. Round 3. Fight. Round 4. Fight. Yomigaetta わしは無敵じゃ。
GG.
Get ready for the next battle.
you know, we got to take this all in. We've got to be very
Hmm.
Round one. Fight.
Ah, yeah. One little jabby.
Round two. Fight. Round three. Fight. Round four. Fight.
Nah. Touch me, man. Touch me. Touch me. No? Okay.
You win. Round one. Fight.
Ah, very smart.
Round two. Fight.
It's me. Yeah. Oh. You're too slow, man. You're too slow. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Look at me. Look at you.
Final round. Fight.
No. And GG.
For the next battle. Get ready for the next battle. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight.
Hey.
Fight.
Ah, shit.
Final round. Fight.
Do you want to learn martial arts?
No.
Round one. Fight.
Ah, yeah.
Round two. Fight.
Bro.
Round
Everything is a launcher. Alright, GG's, man.
Do you want to learn martial arts?
je nog eens? Ja. Dat we elkaar nog meer hebben gezien.
De nieuwe Galaxy S26 Ultra. Tot €900 voordeel bij inruil van je oude toestel op Samsung.com. Baby, fetch the doctor. I need some medical care. That's right now.
about 7 or 8 months ago. It's important to point out this was right before they struck the first one. Then they came back to us and, like what Mason said, that they incapacitated. They had forever stopped Iran's nuclear capability.
Our view has been very clear that we don't want a regime change. We do not want to track this or build this out any more. It's already been moving upward in their nuclear program. And then we talk to the Iranians about a long-term.
Okay, none of that ended up happening. We struck them 6 months ago. Ended up striking again. It's just so disgusting how blatantly brazen lie about this. Here's JD Vance speaking to Tim Dillon a few months back, and this one is going viral because it's very illuminating. This is exactly why he was put at the kids' table. This is quite literally exactly why he was sitting next to Tulsi Gabbard at the kids' table. Because in clips like this, Trump knows he's not fully behind this. And by the way, I'm not even saying JD Vance is wrong about any of this. Yeah, we shouldn't intervene in the Middle East countries and back for regime change. I actually agree with that. I just think it's kind of ironic how it's been completely silent. How Trump has been eyeing Marco Rubio more lately, and how JD Vance has said completely the opposite of what Trump actually did. Like, when you have a looming, potentially larger war in the Middle East with Iran, you were the vice president. How is the Trump administration handle? Yeah. Right now, after everything obviously talked about that, like, that track and figuring out how to allocate resources in this country.
Well, I mean, a couple of principles, right? So obviously, Israel has the right to defend itself, but America's interest is sometimes going to be something. Sometimes we're going to have overlapping interests, sometimes we're going to have distinct interests. And our interest, I think, very much is in not only Iran, right? If we huge distracting resources, if we massive defense of our country, and it's interesting to me, not the other thing that happens. A couple of dear friends with an Israeli election.
By the way, James is right with what you said. Yes, it would be a good resources would be allocated to businesses. You know who points this out quite well is Democratic Representative Rowe. I'm not Fox News. Trying to process homework solution. Lays down what American person is so clean and so yeah, watch to the end of this clip because when he tries to explain his vision for America First, it's so much more captivating than whatever JD Vance means by America First. That's truly how you win. You don't win. No, we're not America First. But you win by
ETF's zonder transactiekosten. Haal de training 212F nu.
So bad.
It's over.
Is quite concerned with the Middle East. There's no chance that military strike will result in a years-long war. The U.S. and Iran are talks next week in Vienna. After running the referendum in Geneva yesterday, Democrats now are planning to a House voting on a war powers resolution related to Iran. Despite partisan pressure will require congressional approval for first military action in Iran. I just want to know the co-sponsor of this measure. What do you want to see here? Do you agree that flipping the rules of a city is giving information and an edge to our adversaries while doing so?
Spending money on manufacturing jobs here, on child care here, on health care here. not getting into it. Thousands of miles away from Middle East.
Yes, I'm on for jobs here. We have healthcare here. To end this off by showing you perhaps a slight of slight almost as beautiful. These video games on Twitch, on death, politics, modeling. I want to show you things that bring 2024 election about Bob Heroes. You should stop intervening. Right when Donald Trump does it, I want to show you how it flips. Wait to see them.
He's horrible.
You lose.
I'm up for a rematch anytime.
Stay out of it. Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying like we should be totally isolationist, but I'm comfortable enough to like that we try to play nation building, especially in places like this. You know, like Libya, for example, back in the day. What the fuck? Or in Iraq. You know, it's not yet. It's too much. Way too much. I am so happy this has happened. I am just dramatically, tremendously happy this has happened. I know that, you know, Honestly, have talked about it for a long time. Run-ins and everything. A big supporter of us bombing them before. And now we're bombing them again. And this is just amazing.
Dude, these people have no actual back. Katie Vance has so many tweets and condemning this. In 2023, you heard from the Wall Street Journal, Trump's best foreign policy, not starting any wars. He has my support in 2024, but I know he will bring those things to terror against the guess what the military said? Nation, 30 hours. And some people might have to nominally. Make sure you subscribe to the app. Make sure you drop. We'll see what happens. Peace out.
Round 3.
Over here. It's over. One, two, three.
Round 4. Fight.
Over here.
It's so cheap, man. It's this character.
These are the fists of a champion.
Get ready for the next battle.
Ik ben zo boos. Ik weet het op dit moment gewoon niet. En daar kom je gewoon achter. Het komt wel voor de rechter, maar dat komt pas over een half jaar. Dat denk ik, wat voor de zin heeft het in godsnaam.
Nou Leon, jij bent lid van de burgerwacht. Hoezo ben je lid geworden?
Gewoon rond. Je kunt ze hem open krijgen, gaan ze erin en proberen ze niet te stelen. En de eerste ding toen al, ja, toen kwam er een van de auto over. Wat het ergste maken, meegenomen naar de ACC, dan de Noorskant. En de veiligheid is gewoon, is er.
Waar wordt u nou vastgelegd? Ik vraag me af.
En wat we doen, hoe we het ook proberen, de gemeente krijgt nog maar niet aan onze kant. En de veiligheid is er gewoon niet meer.
Get ready for the next battle.
We zitten hier in jouw huis, in Ter Apel, maar je wil onherkenbaar blijven. Waarom?
Om de veiligheid van mijn dochter. Commissaris bij de...
Round 1. Round 2.
Mijn auto, maar ook in zelf van
Ga weg.
die bij twee meisjes die op het gras spelen. Ja. Aangesproken door de C, maar zeker. Alle komt mijn dochter gaat even nog naar beneden. Hoewel die dochter was wel wat leuk. Mijn dochter is 11. Dus zo boos, ik zeg. Ik zelfs in slaap van meer. Ik weet het op dit moment niet. Ja, achter wel voor de rechter, maar ja, ik denk de auto zit als je zei, ja, en zo op een gegeven moment op mijn auto gaan passen. En daarna ging ik in mijn auto aanspoelen. Stond ik naar mijn auto buiten met dat hij me een foto steken op. En ja, toen bedacht hij zich dus om even naar mijn huis te gaan en de hand was steden. Maar ik het aan te groeien.
Mijn kinderen nog wel wat zo over samen.
Voor mij dacht ik niet alleen op de straat. Absoluut niet. Mijn andere kinderen ook niet. Want je moet haast gewoon een busje haarlak of een wat dan ook in de tas gaan stoppen voor gewoon deze spuis in de hoog. Maar ja, dat ook weer niet.
Zo.
Sanders.
作戦開始だ。
Looking at the pictures so far, it seems you were right. They are losing it. The reason why we launched this war is because of the ignorance of the people who planned this war, ignorance about war itself. Understand there's outside of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, there's very few people surrounding Donald Trump who actually have firsthand experience in war or the art of war.
These are politicized dilettantes. The closest one you get is Pete Hegseth, who is nothing more than a glorified battalion operations officer and a reformed alcoholic who is probably best left sitting behind a Fox studio camera than actually trying to lead people. But hey, he can bench 315 pounds, so God bless him. But these are the people advising the president. They are simplistic people. They are foolish people. They are stupid people, fundamentally stupid people, and they are ignorant beyond belief. They have fallen victims of their own ignorance. These are people, Scott Bessent, setting off demonstrations by collapsing the value of the real back in December 28th, and then bragging about it at Davos, how he is the one responsible for creating demonstrations. Then the demonstrations get magnified by Mossad, by the CIA, by selective videotaping of violence, and then projecting it out here to the echo chamber that is the American social media environment. And we started believing that there's actually a critical mass of Iranian people in Iran ready to rise up and remove the theocracy from power, because we created a situation where a handful of people unveiled the flag of the monarchy, shouted death to Khamenei, and then we broadcasted here, we said they're ready, and Trump believes this nonsense. So he was told, if you decapitate the regime, you bring down Khamenei, the people will rise up. I mean, broadcasted here, we said they're ready, and Trump believes this nonsense. So he was told, if you decapitate the regime, you bring down Khamenei. About it. I mean, exactly from the name, leave the country because I'm going to kill him. Does he not understand that Ali Khamenei volunteered to die on the first day of the war? Ali Khamenei was at home in his residence, knowing that he was being hunted down by the United States, knowing that he was being targeted by them. He was surrounded by fellow Shaheeds who also knew that they were going to die. But they also understood that there was a purpose in their death, because by dying, they entered into martyrdom. And the Iranian people are in the streets, but they're not shouting death to Khamenei, they're shouting long live the martyr Khamenei. That's why we lost the war on day one. This was a trap set by the Iranians on day one, a people of faith. Donald Trump wouldn't even know what a Shia is or what a Twelver is. He doesn't know who Hussein is. He doesn't know who Ali is. He has no clue what the Battle of Karbala is. And yet he fell into a trap where all of this is relevant. He assassinated or facilitated the murder of the second most important man in the Shia faith, Ali Khamenei. This is the equivalent of killing the Pope if you're Catholic, the Archbishop of Canterbury if you're British, the Orthodox Church if you are Russian. And Donald Trump doesn't understand this. If the purpose of this operation was to get the Iranian people in the street, Donald Trump succeeded. But he got the wrong people in the street for the wrong cause. The people of Iran today are rallying in support of the Islamic Republic. The Islamic Republic is invulnerable at this moment because you can't kill people who are ready to die for their cause. And the Shia of Iran, who are defending the Islamic Republic, are prepared to a man, to a woman, to become martyrs in the cause of their faith. And it is the Islamic Republic of Iran that they are defending. Not just their land, not just their culture, not just their history, but their faith. Now, Trump lost this war. First missiles that are back to the ground and kill them. It is funny because American politicians in particular are forever telling us how religious. But your friend in my National Bahrain,
said to me just a few minutes ago that really that Ali Khamenei is right now sitting with Jesus and Moses and the Prophet Muhammad. That's what they believe. And how would it be an inhibiting thing? How would it be a frightening thing to threaten people with consequences which they believe will take them to the Holy Family, that will take them to paradise? This is conduct to American politicians who are, as I say, wearing their so-called Christianity on their sleeve. Do they understand the concept of heaven? American politicians who proclaim themselves as Christians, I mean, I'm sure there's some out there who are truly Christian, and but to be a Christian means you study Christ. It means you study the teachings of Jesus, the life of Jesus. And I can't find anything in the life of Jesus that could possibly be used to promote the ongoing conflict of God. I often ask myself, as somebody who struggles with the concept of Christianity, because I like Jesus. I read the Bible. I think Jesus was a cool dude. I think he stood for some really neat stuff: peace, love, to love thy neighbor, etc. I struggle with Christ because I'm not a big fan of Paul having a vision in the desert. But other than that, I'm working on it. But I often ask myself, okay, forget Christ, because Christ is to me a manufacturer of man. What would Jesus do? And Jesus wouldn't tolerate this war on Iran at all. Jesus would be seeking to live in peace and harmony with people. And so if you're a Christian, understand that if you're a Christian out there promoting this conflict, you're not a Christian at all. You're somebody who's perverted your own religion. But then again, you're probably somebody who buys into the concept of Christian Zionism, which is in itself a self-contradictory concept, because you're making alliance with the very people who not only killed your Lord and Savior, but today view you as Goyim, view you as secondary citizens. You are selling yourself out to people who don't view you as friends and allies, but people who spit on you, literally spit on you as an inferior race. And worse of all, because again, I am not a man of faith, and so I don't put religion above all else. Worst of all, you betrayed that which I do put above all else: the Constitution of the United States, the rule of law, what it means to be an American. Your behavior is an embarrassment to real Americans who embrace values that don't call for illegal wars of aggression against nations that have done nothing to harm you. In fact, nations that have bent over backwards to give you the best deal possible to achieve the results you deem essential, preventing Iran from having a nuclear weapon. Yes, okay, that's a noble goal. I don't think Iran was ever seeking to have a nuclear weapon, but here we are. We could have achieved that goal. And yet these Christian Americans have thrown that away in the cause of death and destruction. The moment a Christian starts embracing death and destruction is the moment the four horsemen of the apocalypse need to be unleashed on the earth and carry them straight to hell.
Feelings mutual.
With your erudition, you'll no doubt agree with me that Catch 23 was one of the greatest novels of the 20th century. In Catch 22, Milo Manderbender rents out his own airport to the enemy, to the Germans. Hasn't something like that happened? The American airports have been rented out, and to Marianne Abelson. And if she got that for $250 million, that's the bargain of the century, isn't it? The American armed forces have essentially been rented out to Abelson and our boss Netanyahu. So you're 100% correct, and this may be the downfall of Donald Trump, and I pray it's the downfall of Donald Trump. I may actually become a religious man if it result. Regime change cuts two ways. It's double-edged sword. Sometimes it's unshaped. The regime change shifts. But in doing so, it leads to the foundation of his own demise. But you see, complete warning on the platform of the U.S. president of peace that is a poster girl for the nation. He promised Americans that he would put America first, that he would make America great again. He also had a very fascinating interview with Mike Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador to Israel. Mike Huckabee openly, on international TV, said that Greater Israel is a thing, and that it's okay for the Israelis to aspire to take the territory of virtually all of their neighbors. He truly believes this. Ted Cruz believes this. Trump believes this. Others, but the American people don't believe this, because the American people aren't willing to die for this. And when Tucker Carlson released this, the Israeli press, I was reading it, they got very worried. They said, we being Israel, need to be very careful here, because there is now a serious divide amongst those people we need in the United States to maintain this friendship, the Republican base, the MAGA base. And we're going to lose them, with Mike Huntley's words and others, because they fear that Israel is being put ahead of them. The United States Air Force, United States Navy, that allows it to put in harm's way by attacking Iran, who pose no threat whatsoever to the American people or the American nation. This sit-down is Israeli president. And Israel great again is his calling card. And when we lose this war, George, I'm here to tell you, lost this war. This is going to be one of the most humiliating moments in their history. When we have run out of ammunition, we cannot sustain this fight while Iran continues to Israel, American bases, and American regions. Donald Trump will now be compelled to once again lie to the American people about achieve something, but now he's going to withdraw. And he is going to be crushed at the polls at midterms. And when he gets crushed, it's not just that he will lose the House, because he will lose the House. And by losing the House, he will be impeached. He will be impeached. There might be multiple impeachment trials going on against the Democrats despise they may lose the Senate in sufficient numbers that could lead to conviction. This is the end of Donald Trump's political legacy. He saw his speech when he gave his speech announcing this operation. Donald Trump during the election, I mean, he was running around like the Energizer Bunny. I mean, that man could put in a 14-hour day, travel 5 different places, finish up with a rally at night, and he was as strong as the day is long. I mean, he's out there doing the stupid YMCA dance. His voice is strong, powerful. Here, before the people announcing this war, which there's testosterone-laden event in his life, and he sounded like it. He set up like the guy who was $50 on a hooker and couldn't get it up. I apologize for that, but it just don't like Donald Trump. So he was a defeated man. He knows he lost. He knows it's over. He knows it's finished, because we're not going to win. And it's gradually becoming apparent that Israel lied to him. Israel deceived him. Benjamin Netanyahu used and abused him. And that Miriam Adelson bought it. Donald Trump is the equivalent of the $50 whore who sold America out to a pimp named Miriam Adelson.
Thanks for joining. From Malaysia, in Malaysia, on Iraq, we are the global university. Shukri, welcome.
Thank you, Yoshi. I would like to pick on inquiry about another. Looking at the abilities, it is possible that regime change is going to happen, but not in Iran, but in certain places like Bahrain or Jordan and a lot of discontent people in the Middle East, and particularly those who having a significant amount of Shiite people.
Feelings mutual. I love that we're so close.
Well, I believe so.
Who doesn't like a blonde?
But he might still be because what's happening right now in this war is compelling all of in the Gulf. So I would have thought the life expectancy, politically speaking, for that manifesto placed in a position by their ruler. And moreover, a big family of who might very well
Boobies!
You're done now.
Snow White. Really? Really?
Feelings mutual. I love that we're so close.
Blah 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 blah. Swipe combo. Do 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 do. Do 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 bush. Do 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 do. Yeah.
Round two. Fight.
allow Israel it's really business when all you have you have to know that you have to start with now this now this job all done still and is existential.
That's a bit
Now, so there will never be that important again. Because nobody wants to buy a multi-million-dollar apartment when there's every chance that a missile might come through the window. Nobody wants to invest in or frolic in a country that might very well be at war at the drop of a hat. You know who I'm talking about. This and that agent. I think you don't have to worry about these things with Mandanch of doing these things. As you know, I compare it to a
Greetings, you over 1 million survivors of trauma having witnessed this current year of Hollywood and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. It is well known to most of the world outside of the people I'm about to discuss here that the most dangerous people in the world are morons who think they're intelligent. And that just so happens to be a perfect description of Alex Kurtzman and his on-crack team of repurposers who continue to outdo themselves with their very consistent incompetence. Because I just witnessed an episode that was awful, nonsensical, pointless, and excruciatingly dull while trying to come off as something deep and profound, all within a series that is, of course, awful, nonsensical, pointless, excruciatingly dull, and really dumb while trying to come off as something deep and profound. If this was just any other show from Hollywood, you would just say, well, it's a day that isn't why, but this is Star Trek, which at one time wasn't just a TV series, it was just a film franchise. It was an American institution. On that, I want to be a prisoner of the moment, but I'm giving this a lot of thought, and this is not only the worst Star Trek ever made, it's not only the worst science fiction television ever made, it is not only the worst genre television ever made, it is the worst television ever made. And if you haven't seen it and you think I'm being a bit hyperbolic, well, Kurtzman Trek is Star Trek for dummies, made by dummies. And it is what our good friend Will, the Critical Drinker, called anti-entertainment. This time around, a character from a previous Kurtzman show as the unfortunate acronym of SD returns in a show with the unfortunate acronym of SA. And yes, that's what I feel has been done to my mind.
Great.
In this episode, the kids are put through something that Paramount should give anyone who has watched this show: trauma counseling. And how are they going to deal with this trauma? No, not the viewers, the kids within the show. They're going to put their way through it. And it turns out that good friend with the best description of Kurtzman Trek. It's Star Trek the theater gets. It's Star Trek, Starfleet Academy.
I'm serious acclamation now. But in the interest of not being I'm my fellow cadets. I'm going with now.
Please repeat. I can't understand.
Probably to feel unsafe, but I've only existed for months, I guess.
Still can't understand you.
Sometimes I feel invisible, mostly awkward. You're good. You're good. Let's get it together. I don't know what to do. Okay, you're okay.
Nina, come back and
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful! How terrible! Oh no!
Get ready for the next battle.
I got some good news. We don't have to jump in and start talking about the episode just yet because we have some breaking news. During the recording of this segment, just in case you're watching in the future, Netflix has revealed that they are backing out of the Warner Bros. Deal, clearing the way for Paramount to own WB. What does this mean for James Gunn, DC Comics, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Looney Tunes, or Star Trek? Who knows? The only thing I do know is this is great news for theaters, and at least we won't get a black gay Batman. We'll probably just get a gay Batman.
This movie is for the comic book girlies and gays, so y'all better start reading, okay?
Remember last episode? Of course you did, because most of you didn't watch it. Well, in the last episode, the first 3 minutes, everybody was sad. But then they went on spring break, and then everybody came back, and they looked pretty happy at the end. Well, now everybody's back to being sad. And this is all due to the unfortunate events on the USS Kawasaki, where 2 main characters died, and I challenge anyone to remember their names. It opens up with a monologue from the doctor describing how everyone feels reviewing this show.
At all times, nothing has changed.
Brett Cooper is back and fully recovered from a coma that was caused by her feminist empowerment scream that killed all the cannibal furries. The Betazoids gave her a brand new neural inhibitor, which will allow her to use her abilities without self-harm. Yet she is still very sad. They have also transferred her from the War College into Starfleet because somehow that would be dismissal and because they never failed. And this is due to the fact that her neural network take another episode. If you see this therapy, I'm not sure this was the best idea. It appears that Darren Fishboy has reverted back into being a bully despite the fact that they spent the entire previous episode showing him go through his personal journey, if that's what and denying the prearranged marriage where he would be the co-ruler of the planet Cajones and deciding that Starfleet was where he wanted to be. Mostly because that's what Jaden is. And this brings us to another hallmark of Kurtzman. There's no consistency with the character or the story throughout the episodes. It's almost like they're written in complete isolation. And I have a theory on this, but we'll get to later. So in the scene where the kids are on the bridge in the simulation where they get destroyed, making me wish it wasn't a simulation, and after Tig Notaro speaks a line that unintentionally describes the show.
Congratulations. It was a spectacular failure of teamwork.
Apparently, the kids have been going through the trauma counseling that Admiral Vance had suggested a couple of episodes ago for 2 months, and it isn't enough. So they need a specialist, and it comes in the form of another STD character flaring up. Fan favorite Tilly. And when I say fan favorite, I mean one fan likes her. Played by Ozempic Mary Weissman. This is what she looked like in the show. This is what she looks like now. Watch out for those side effects. And continuing on that hallmark of Kurtzman Trek with character inconsistency, Tilly doesn't even act like she did an STD.
Oh, still asleep. Wakey, wakey. You know, baby. I'm Lieutenant Sylvia Tilly.
In this, I wouldn't say she's any more or less obnoxious than she is an STD, just a different kind of obnoxious.
I'm on rotation in the Beta Quadrant with the third years. However, for the Chancellor, this class has been mandated for you, so you get me early.
And how exactly are they going to deal with this deep-seated trauma they have been feeling since the events of the USS Suzuki 2 months ago, except for the previous episode where they weren't feeling it at all? But you heard me right at the beginning of the video. It will be therapy through... Because only theater kids and Hollywood would think you could deal and heal from deep-seated personal trauma by acting like somebody else. Oh, my friends, it gets so much worse. If you didn't think that Alex Kurtzman and his on-crack team of writers was using Star Trek as a political platform,
Black Lives Matter, the NAACP. The goal is not really to promote Star Trek, but to promote these organizations and to use our platform to be able to bring greater awareness to these very, very important. And that's the thing.
Bitch.
Well, I think we can make any questions about Star Trek being used as California state propaganda.
Theater is one of the most powerful tools for social and political change. Theater is statecraft. Statecraft is theater.
And yes, the Kurtzman Trek really takes much of this. But the good news here is people is actually watching it outside of content creators, and the writers aren't smart enough to make it effective propaganda. They are very effective at A, putting you to sleep, and B, making parts of your body cringe that you didn't know was possible.
For those of you still bristling with confusion and or resentment, tomorrow, they theater.
Did try to warn you, but also the awkward body positivity neurodivergent character from STD. Of course, it's the awkward body positivity neurodivergent character from SA as a favorite.
Please, change my lieutenant. Favorite.
So these they all have to pick a play to help them deal with their trauma. This particular filler episode in the season full of filler episodes focuses on Brett Cooper and everyone's favorite, the body positivity neurodivergent hologram Sam. They have a brief conversation, and I understand. Then we really watch that time before turning on the closed couch because I had no clue what she said up to my butt. She did say, and I quote, "I've not been up yet, and I just can't with midday energy before I even pull my underwear out of my butt." a quote that I'm sure will go down in the annals of Star Trek history. Now, I can hear you asking the question, why would a hologram need to pull underwear out of her butt? And why would a hologram need a bed? It's a good question, but the nature of this conversation that I had to eventually read in closed captions was, they're both sad after the credits roll, featuring 21 producers, proving this is not only a show for theater kids, it's a show for wine aunts in Hollywood. All the women sit around and drink.
What are we having? Something with a proof.
And then we get this piece of exquisite dialogue, which is just essentially an STD reference flaring up again.
We are the women time for us.
But mostly the women of the now incompetent nature. We're going to talk about this in minutes.
Must have a love. Period.
They got the Saccharin up to 11 in this one. The next day, they then decided to recite some Klingon opera where we get confirmation that Klingons not only dicks, they have full balls. And of course, this Jaden talks about them being consumed. It consumed the Now he's doing this while he has a cold, so after giving a little bow, Jaden is sent to his room because he has COVID. I didn't have a rush with just foot. And Jaden is gone for the rest of the episode. I mean, I would be grateful for this, but considering what's to come, it makes me miss his brand of cringe because the rest of this 1 hour and 4 minute episode is solely focused on feelings in space. And the play they pick is Our Town by Thornton Wilder, apparently the greatest American play ever written that I honestly have never heard of. And if anybody tries to shame me for that, they need to understand that. Don't care. Now, this is the concept that Star Trek of the past could have made compelling, considering it was in the hands of real artists. But this one was executed with the precision of somebody wielding a chainsaw and simultaneously being like, because I looked it up, the play Our Town is about cherishing the simple, everyday moments of life while we fail to appreciate them until death reveals their profound. Speaking of that, it's those simple moments of human activity in a story that work as a foundation to hold the whole thing together. The one thing the writers of Kurtzman Trek are completely incapable of. The discussion of the play is thankfully interrupted by Sam glitching out due to the phaser damage she received on USS Nakatomi. And how did a hologram that was shown to be permeable receive phaser damage? They still haven't fully explained that. And now, before I get anybody's hopes up, she survives. She has to go back to her home world of Cass with the Doctor and Holly Hunter. And the next 42 minutes of this 1 hour and 4 minute episode are focusing on the Doctor's feelings about living so long. Body positivity, neurodivergent holograms, Sam not being able to process her feelings, and Brett Cooper effectively being unable to process her feelings because they've given her a storyline from the end where she's feeling isolated because she's really chill. Hurt people with her mental powers. Her classmates seemed to be treating her like a monster when she ended up saving everybody with her feminist empowerment scream, and the only people she killed were a bunch of journalists and furries. So there's a scene with the class where Brett Cooper won't pick up her feelings. There's a scene in the shuttle where Sam, the neurodivergent hologram, talks about her feelings to the Doctor, who won't talk about his feelings. And we get this wonderful piece of acting that's just so Sam.
You know what? I want to follow my butt and humiliation. My best friend to make me feel better. I want to take my mind 6 times before ordering, and I'm gonna eat.
Followed by a scene of Blake Cooper getting drunk because she can't talk about her feelings, then she wants to ride the brown pony with Caleb, who says no. And I know what you guys are thinking. No students would say no in this situation, and you would be right. But I would argue this is the one case where a character in Kurtzman Trek was being smart, considering USS Vagina was the most likely place to get a false Me Too accusation. And after he says no, Brett Cooper tells him to find Genesis, and then she cries out loud. Back to a Caleb and comes to have a kid with Genesis. Well, this profound piece of dialogue.
Yeah, yes, I guess. You are just on your way to the next you, and we'll.
I'm so deeply moved knowing that we are all going to become the next Brett Cooper. But if you are always on your way to you and I am on my way to the next me, who's the next Doctor? Who's over there? Back on the show, Preston is ready to cast the hologram homeworld. Holly Hunter is talking to the doctor, who's still trying to process his feelings while he's taking Sam, the neurodivergent body positivity hologram, back to her homeworld so she can process her feelings. While discussing why Sam picked the play, I gotta look it up again. Oh, Our Town. And the reason why, considering she is probably about to die and hasn't lived very long, is
Only ugly people in Star Trek, man. Stupid, ugly people, man.
Your luck is run out.
Round one.
And
I think I can do one better. In short, the neurodivergent body positive program named Sam is from a planet called Cass.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect.
Its extreme gravity.
Everything, down to the last minute details.
Yeah, that's throughout the series. Anyway, for every year that passes on Earth, roughly 608 pass on Mars. When the doctor says that, how would your wish be? An ancient hologram. Well, the U.S. and considered 800, which means 486,000 years have passed on Cass in his lifetime. So in truth, it really isn't that odd that he said that, considering the writers didn't do the math on this one. Especially this episode is excruciatingly boring, so we're going to bench away from it back on the USS Vagina. The kids are still working on the play to help them process their feelings. Then everyone's still sad about the events of the USS Vagina. I'm not sure why, considering half of them weren't even on the ship, including Brett Cooper, with the guy's name through 8 episodes. And you know that they may or may not have interacted with were straight male and Johnny, who most of them hated. And the people that would have been the most affected, the kids from the War College and Romulan girl, weren't even in this episode. And Brett Cooper is sad and angry because they transferred from the War College to Starfleet. Possibly in therapy, it's still will, and because everything's treating her like a monster for sticking their worthless lives, and not a word of acknowledgement. I crew that died on secret ship from the super secret base that had the super secret sonic weapon that they were going to use in space. Anyway, after the people walks away, kids get together later and decide to feeder their way through their feelings that half of them shouldn't even be feeling. Meanwhile, back on Cass, Holly Hunter, and the Sam talking to Orson, remember more in the person. I'm probably getting myself in here. We have another example of this show being consistent with their characters, and the Sam sent episode of Orson sounded like this. In this episode, Orson sounded like this. And apparently, of Cass cannot fix Sam, and they just shut her down. See the second mission. Now, we get your hopes up. Just a couple of minutes later, they go, just kidding, we were going to shut her down. We just don't know how to fix it. We're not refusing to fix city recognition. And figures out same as Brooke. They don't have to process all the feelings and feeling. And the way to fix it is to give her a white dad. And that's right, they retcon the doctor in the show as her father. Because on cast, at the end,
come on, how long is the fucking combos, man?
Of this show and leaving them got their pain on their own. And for the second episode in the row, we get
too long, man.
Over a slow motion montage of the kids smiling and embracing, and we finally get a meaningful hug between Brett Cooper
GG's, man.
Two characters who have barely interacted with each other. So ends the worst episode of Starfleet Academy, which just so happens to be the worst series within Kurtzman Trek, which is the worst Star Trek within Star Trek. And seeing that there's 2 episodes to go, I will say for now, Lost in the Stars tried to be something deep, maybe serious, philosophical. And true, we got an episode that was ham-fisted, annoying, nonsensical, hollow, melodramatic, and just plain dumb. And it shouldn't surprise anyone that this episode was written by two people with no science fiction experience whatsoever, Jane Maggs and Gaia Viola. And no, writing for past Alex Kurtzman projects is not experience. I think it actually creates inexperience. But the big news is Paramount will be taking over Warner Brothers. And they have a lot of new toys now, including DC Comics, and I should probably dedicate an entire live stream and video on that one alone. David Ellison and his consortium of investors will also have the distribution rights of things like Game of Thrones, The Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and all the DC movies. James Gunn's having a bad day. Now, my preference was nobody knocked him. But the best of two bad options is Paramount for sure. It's better for theaters, selfishly, better for physical media. One place it's not better for is Hollywood. Essentially, it's a less grievous move because that's what the
Yeah. You got two moves.
Go out and say about this, and I'll do it in a separate video. But what does this mean for Star Trek? One argue that it looks like the writing is on the wall. The end of the Kurtzman trend. But the biggest question is, when does that end? I guess I'll answer that question with another question. What would be an easier way to win back old fans and bring in new ones? Silence! The next 2 years with Strange New World Season 4 and 5, and Starfleet Academy Season 2, and keeping Kurtzman Trek as canon as Paramount goes into the two proposed movies, which will either be a reboot, a retcon, or God forbid, continuation.
You fool! You missed!
Damage and back somehow to the ones or intellectual property that just lost.
AOE. Really?
You take the buyout. Strange New World Season 4 and 5 and Starfleet Academy Season 2 put all of Kurtzman Trek into the Kelvin timeline and start fresh with either a new TV show.
Boobies. Look at the boobies, man. Look at the boobies, man. Look at the boobies, man.
Past the DMG. Your story while rediscovering this thing called masculinity. The latter will be this way to be back. Certainly, there's a lot of egos and some money, but I would like to do all of that would be insignificant compared to the overall value of the Star Trek brand, which I'm just feel has been damaged beyond all recognition. Time will tell, but it still remains astounding that Paramount spent over $100 million producing Starfleet Academy, and it is without a doubt the worst television show produced in the streaming era. Yet, as bad as this show is, the one thing that should concern all of humanity is that the writers of this show are allowed to drive, follow, eat with anything sharper than a sport, and walk around free among us without supervision because they are a danger to themselves and others.
Everything is a launcher, everything is a counter hit, everything leads to a combo. AOE, sure, man. AOE. Parry without skills.
Never guide me.
Get ready for the next battle.
We had news of, well, this is where the first thing we should talk about is 4 ballistic missiles launched at the USS Abraham Lincoln. And not too long after that, we had U.S. officials to Axios say that, yeah, this is not going to be a days-long war. This is going to be weeks. And then we had the U.S. come out and announce that there have been 3 U.S. soldiers killed and 5 wounded. I'd not be surprised if the number's higher. They're hiding it. But what do you make of these 3 points?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And first, I want to extend my condolences and sympathies to those lost in this act of aggression against Iran, including family of the Supreme Leader, former President Ahmadinejad, and all the political and military leaders. As you rightly know, and I'm sure you've spoken at length on many channels in the past 48 hours, this was an unprovoked, illegal strike against Iran. It was considered preemptive, but there was no justification for it in international law. Iran, of course, reserves the right to self-defense, and that's what's happening right now. So the fourth ballistic missile launches against the aircraft carrier in the Persian Gulf, the totally legitimate target, but it's from the aircraft carrier where these strikes are being carried out against the Islamic Republic. Now, there's no reports yet from CENTCOM or from the U.S. government or any of its agencies or departments about what damage has been sustained. The CENTCOM did release a report that an Iranian ship had been sunk in the Persian Gulf, but there's still no news about the damage, the full extent of the damage done. We have seen other that's in the Persian Gulf region, especially the UAE, in Bahrain, in Qatar, in Kuwait, at the northern part of it. But, and we see the oil rig, the biggest oil rig that had been hit by a drone that the UAE controls.
We'll be right back with the video, but first, a quick word from our sponsor, Atomic Minerals, traded under ATOM on the TSX Venture and ATMMF in the United States. In our last spotlight, we talked about how Atomic Minerals could be positioned to answer America's urgent need for domestic uranium. Today, that story is moving faster than anyone expected. The $2.7 billion Department of Energy Uranium Enrichment Initiative isn't just a headline, it's a game changer. This commitment signals that the U.S. government is serious about domestic uranium supply, and the market is responding. Uranium explorers with strategic assets and proven management are seeing increased interest as the reality sets in. Isn't about speculation. National security. U.S. military relies on uranium for advanced